Skedaddle.
We're getting started in here.
Sure.
I'm not gonna finish that because song lyrics and copyright law are fun.
Not allowed. That would get punished with something.
That'd be get punished with the almighty banhammer, but with copyright.
Yeah, and as we know, final bosses don't get banned.
Yeah.
Yes. Say, but I'm the final boss.
Alright, understandable. Let him go.
It'll be funny.
Hold on, you need to get vaccinated. I don't feel like it. I'm the final boss, so then I guess we don't need to vaccinate you.
Alright, see ya.
Here's $23.
Golly gee, jeepers. Thanks, mister.
What is this conversation, by the way? I'm kind of lost.
I don't know either.
I don't think any of us ever really knew to begin with.
We're kind of just dropped in the middle of the desert, and now we're like,
This is pretty much just
Okay.
like, alright, let's just jump into it.
Yeah,
Good
let's
podcast nonsense.
have another 2 hours of this, guys. Way to strap
Yeah.
in. All right.
We haven't done the intro yet.
Well, no, I mean we always start in on like little side banter that just kind of carries over.
Did you know?
Where was my brain? Oh, I'll tell you. Welcome everybody to the Witching Hour Filler podcast. I am your host, Rising the Link, and like always, I am joined by SpongeBoy, Corrupt Starshade, and Billy Steenstein. What are we trying to do this night? Well, I'll tell you exactly what we're trying to do this night. We're going to talk about random topics that somehow lead to you becoming the final boss. I'd usually go with my usual spill of 12 to 2, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of known at this point.
I mean, yeah, if you watch any of the other ones. So I'm just, yeah, I'll start mixing it up and saying other things now. Ooh.
Yeah. It's gonna be magic time.
This man.
Well, no, that was last time. Oops. Wait, Katie, why are you talking about killing? We just got here.
No, that's normal. It'd be weirder
Right.
if she wasn't talking about killing yet.
Just like, no kill talk. Wait, what?
Warming up for Castlevania.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
I'm gonna write about Castlevania knowledge.
another new death has died.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely more lore.
Well, should we start with the first event of the evening? Are we all good for it?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Did a little mini burp there to show my approval. Well,
Alright, ouch.
if you could hack into any one computer, whose computer would you choose?
Gabe Newell.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
pretty
because-
obvious, so I'm not gonna ask you why.
Yeah. I would actually probably have to say the same thing, though, to be honest.
That's a boring answer. You guys are boring.
What do you
I
mean
mean,
it's
if
boring?
I think on it a bit more, I'll probably think of something better.
Yeah. Starshade, please tell me you have something more interesting to say.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. Can you explain it?
Who's Jeff B. movie?
Information.
Great information, man.
Alright.
I must.
I'm starting to feel like this topic was not worth it.
Oh, this topic was rigged from the start.
I mean, I just want to open up it out there. Like, it does not have to be a real person. I'm more than fine with, like, imaginary characters.
Alright.
Adolf Skywalker.
I want to hack Kirby's computer.
Kirby's computer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then Sue.
And spin an epic yarn about hacking it.
I personally would like to hack Zim's computer because, well, world domination would be so much easier that way.
In that case, I want tax shit.
Tax shit. I mean, it is a computer in some respects, yeah.
Yeah. Well, tax ship.
Yeah, I mean, everyone should love Tax Ship. Even though
Yes.
Tax is dead and
Oh, that's okay.
shouldn't
We
be
don't
called
speak
Tax
of
Ship
that.
anymore.
The ship is now tack.
Yeah, the one true tack.
No,
You
And the
take
power of
name.
Juju.
That
Pepsi.
was a good game slash whatever you want to be.
Yeah. I was talking with a friend earlier that how Rapple Zapple, get over here is like the biggest inside joke I've ever had with anybody. Because even
Yeah.
doing that around other people, they still don't get it.
Yeah. You don't have to get it. Get it?
Get it? Because like yeah, I don't know. That was like one of my favorite things is just messing with people with that ability and Tackle Power Juju. But
Oh god, that was not a fun feeling burp.
oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
That's
that
tough,
it
bud.
does. That's rough, buddy.
It's rough,
Happens
buddy.
when you eat like half a pizza by yourself.
I had brain and topics lined up in my head, but I'm kind of like tired and I didn't get much sleep last night. Well, I got plenty of sleep. I didn't get good sleep last night, so I'm kind of like,
I
meh.
slept 4 hours.
Nothing is
A bit. I can't do it either because I had the same thing. Bit brain dead-ish.
Yeah, I mean, I only slept 8 hours today. Like, come on.
Selective brain deaditis.
I usually sleep 12.
I cannot do that.
Oh gosh, it is the worst ability I've ever had in my life. Not because it is like I just end up sleeping a lot. No. What sucks is like when I end up on a bi-sleep schedule. For most people, like they can, if they get stuck on a bi-sleep schedule, they can split their sleeps up into multiple segments. You know, they can sleep for 4 hours, 4 hour block, and then sleep for another 4 hour block. For me
Yeah.
though, it doesn't become 2 6 hour blocks. It becomes 2 8 hour blocks.
16 hours. Sleep.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
So
have,
I usually end up with like 8 hours in my day, and that is not very fun. What's
definitely
even worse is I've even taken it to a tri-sleep schedule before, and guess how long I'm awake then?
An hour.
4
If I'm
hours.
lucky.
Yeah, no, I have work tomorrow, which is the only real reason that I'm like kind of trying to force myself to stay awake a little bit longer. Than I'm actually probably gonna stay awake a bit after the podcast too, so that I can try and tire myself out.
Yeah,
But the
I
thing
mean,
is, I have a super short shift tomorrow, like not even 4 hours.
yeah, I'm
You
gonna
get
try
fun.
and wake up. Well, I'm gonna try and get as much good sleep as I can possible. So I'm gonna probably go and crash out after this. But yeah, it's not the best when you're kind of tired like that.
Definitely not ideal.
Especially
Not even
since I kind
remotely.
of spent most of today kind of cleaning up my apartment. Started the process of moving my stuff from one room to the other room to the bigger, nicer room. Which is going to be a long and exhausting process. I just did my bed today. I'm going to do the desk next. And then I'm probably going to try and get the bookshelves closed out. I'm kind of worried about doing the desk and whatnot, though, because that's kind of a commitment at that point.
Yeah.
Just because, like, at that point, like, I really had to play with the water and see whether or not my voice is gonna disturb my neighbors if I'm talking above where they sleep.
For sure.
Gonna talk.
Oh, he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's got a voice.
I mean, I don't think I talk all
Everybody
that
get
loud.
down.
I don't think I talk all that loud, and like, I know I'm like probably louder than I'm quieter than I think I am because sound waves disintegrate the further away they are from the source.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like I'm pretty loud, but who knows? Maybe there's somebody underneath me and they've never heard a peep.
Yeah, it's always a possibility.
Yeah, I mean,
I need to clean my room out tomorrow after I get back from work, probably.
mhm. This is also
There's
gonna
just,
help me clean my room out, so I'm like kind of happy for it.
There's Amazon and eBay boxes, and now Zoomies from ordering my skateboard everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
yes, it's a store called Zoomies because it's made by a cat who loved to skateboard and was always very hyper.
Oh, I thought it was Boomy. Boomy the cat.
It's Zoomies.
He'd hit the skateboard while he was sprinting
Because-
and just go extra fast.
Don't
Because
worry
he-
about it. It was a very niche reference to this house has people in it.
They all
Yeah, because you'd go to the store and you see a cat at the counter. It's like, hey, can you help me find a board? And then just go, "Bloop," and then just run around the store 50 times.
Then he goes,
But he's
"Hey
not
dudes,
running
you want to go
around.
skateboards?"
You guys want to go skateboards? I can skateboards.
slow.
Meet real man.
plan head for the skateboard you need.
Just, I choose with my face and my heart and my
Yeah.
soul, but mostly my face.
It's like, hey, do you guys do
Skateboard falls
refunds?
off the wall,
Okay, Jesus.
scratches your ankle.
Yeah, just start scratching the crap out of you.
Latches onto face.
Yeah, no, all of my board has arrived in pieces because like I'm building it myself, except for the wheels and the grip tape. Probably like some of the most important parts of all.
Yeah, I would say that's like kind of like the part that actually makes it a skateboard.
Is
The grip tape.
ability to
You don't
skate.
need a grip tape for it to be a skateboard. Makes it, easier to not break all the bones in your body.
But what if I want to? That's why I started this.
I mean, yes,
Well,
I have to
well,
agree, but at the same time, like, if you have just a board of wood with wheels on it and no grip tape, it's probably not a skateboard.
Okay,
It's a
on that
balance
level.
board.
Okay, but if we're
So-
going
so
by that
rebalance
logic,
board.
It's a
I can't-
rebalance board.
Yeah,
going by that
it's a
logic,
mini balance.
I
board.
have a little.
It's a skateboard attachment that came with
pallet
Tony
thing.
Hawk's ride for the weed. Was
I have
actually
a little
Whee!
wood pallet thing that you put stuff on, you roll it around. That also has grip tape. So by that logic, is that a skateboard?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that
What
wasn't really my
defines
point.
a skateboard?
That's
Is it a
Piece of
balance
wood
tape?
with wheels that you can do ollies on.
it's
What if I made
a
skateboard but
small,
with ice?
yeah, it's a small board of wood that you can fit 2 feet on.
Okay, well then your logic is already wrong. Because what about penny boards?
Those aren't
That's a type of
skateboards.
That's not a skateboard. It's
Yeah, they're
it's a
penny
type of board.
boards. You literally just called them penny boards. They're penny boards.
Yeah, exactly.
Just made skateboard. That was
What-
with ice.
What if I made skateboard, but it was just a snowboard with wheels on it? That's.
wanna
I'm
play
pretty sure that
skateboard
was
with
literally a beta
Oh
skateboard.
my god. You know what? Like, that's the most disturbing thing to me right now is I've lived in Oregon for, let's see, I've moved here in about 2016. It's about 2020 right now. So about 6 years, right? I've been here for, or about 4 years. I don't know where 6 came from.
Uh huh.
I've
She's
not
60.
once. No, I haven't. I've not once gone skiing or snowboarding here.
So,
This place is known for
Very-
skateboarding and snowboarding.
I mean, California is known for like sun and surf. and
I
I've never surfed.
live
We're full of
right
ash.
next to a bunch of ski resorts.
Flames.
like-
I guess that's fair.
Like they're in
What's that?
town levels of
Mm.
it's not that far away.
Oh wow.
I just looked at him and said, "Not for me," and walked.
Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I live around Mount Bachelor, and Mount Bachelor is not a far drive from us. And I'm pretty sure Mount Bachelor is not the only one because we live like in pretty much what I could be described as a valley, but not actually a valley. Like, we have a mountain ranges, it's just entrapping us on all sides, but it's not a valley.
Ah, it's a valet.
It's a
Wait,
Wait, no,
valet.
wait, no, that's the guy that takes my car at a fancy restaurant.
Wait, are you talking about a cut of meat?
A carabiner used for climbers?
Delay?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize the traffic would have massive delays.
Yes.
Ah.
The traffic is Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
Massive delays.
I mean,
There's
the
window-
system is also down, so.
Do, do,
the lower
do,
down.
do.
Dewey? Table?
Table?
Now we're just saying random stuff to make things interesting. I love this part of the evening.
Of course.
I'm just connecting words together.
I know, this is just verbal salad.
Salad.
Yeah.
Caesar.
Yummy,
Stands
yummy.
Caesar on the Ides of
Good.
March.
Good
March,
for
my
you.
birthday. Oh, I'm turning.
Oh,
Congratulations.
that's disappointing.
Congratulations.
You should do better.
Disappointed.
You're
Mhm.
alive, I think.
Hmm.
I hope.
I mean, congratulations on turning 20. I turned 22 2 days ago at this point.
And 20 and Mark.
20 and Mark.
Oh,
What's
Buy
my
a
favorite
hat.
one?
Mark.
My Mark.
There's January, Fabuli, Mark,
Apple,
Mark.
Apple.
just Mark,
Ape.
Majo.
Ape.
Ah.
So Randy said.
Oh yeah. I could not do that one that well.
No.
Used to be a hardcore gamer.
Yeah, I'm not as hardcore as I typically am. Right
Hardcore gamer.
now. Hardcore gamer.
That's like the deepest
I
my
can't
voice
do
can
that.
go.
I can't
You don't
do
even
it.
really have to get like super deep. You just have to get like very scratchy.
I can't do that though. My voice is too smooth.
Hardcore gamer.
I mean, in all fairness, like I
Do-
really don't have a gravelly voice. I just
What you call a hardcore gamer? Okay, that was
I
actually
can't do
okay.
that. I can do Toad.
Gonna work
I'm
up
still telling
money,
my parents don't hate me.
To die.
buy a hat,
Yeah.
and then buy a bunch of pins, and just cover the entire hat in pins. So it's no longer a hat; it's just metal.
I'm what you call a hardcore gamer.
hardcore gamer.
But you know what?
You know, it is definitely a big thing though for me at least. Is like I don't know. I feel like everyone thinks that as a dude, like you should have a super gravelly voice, or at least be able to go into it like a scratchy tone. I can't.
It's kind of hard to do, and honestly, it's not really suggested if you're forcing yourself into it, which
I mean,
do.
there's a way to do any voice without hurting yourself, and that's what voice acting's for, and voice acting lessons.
Oh yeah, of course.
I can do Toad. Like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I stop because I don't want to shred myself.
Yeah, that's depending on how you're doing, that's both like high gravel and high pitch.
I mean, like not only
Yeah.
that too, but like if you do it enough to the point where it doesn't start like terribly straining, you'll get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Start doing it like every couple weeks. Just sit
I
there
mean,
for hours
again,
and
like
Yeah.
it's half training your vocal cords and half training, or in half like knowing the correct way to manipulate your voice without hurting yourself. Because you can definitely
Yeah.
still strain your voice in ways and still like get to a point where it doesn't hurt anymore. But because that's not how your body wants to function, you end up hurting yourself.
Yeah.
I sit there and I try to do voices as I play video games. But the sound turned off because my parents are like, turn that down. I'm like, fine, I'll do the funny voices.
It's like,
And then we play
hello,
Mario Party and I do Toad. So I just sit there and go,
I'm
Yeah.
Toad.
Dude, that
I had
is
to do it quietly.
there's nothing more boring than playing video games without sound. I've done it way too many times to get cared of it.
Yeah. I
Like,
had a bad day
mo-
at work today.
Mostly like on DS when I was at my parents' house or my father's house. But like it is very boring, and it really does teach you the importance of sound in video games because You think like you wouldn't really care, but like the moment like there's no feedback on you walking, or like when you hit stuff or when you collect things, it is like enjoyment drops by a solid 30% at least.
Yeah.
Like I love SpongeBob the movie, the game so much. Like sitting there listening to music and singing along with my lyrics.
I pretty much AFK'd playing Disgaea today.
Mhm.
Just sitting in the lobby, just listening to the music.
It's fair.
I mean that because I am so close to getting 40 mil stats on my main character, but like I just did not want to grind out for another mil stack to finish it out of extract. But it is, I mean, I'm gonna have to go into it eventually, and honestly, it's not that much that needs left because it's just mil
Yeah.
left, and I've already grinded out 9 mil stats. So it's definitely going to be the easier thing. Though, I definitely know in the future there's a much faster build that I'm probably going to use using a witch build. I just didn't want to do it because I actually like the sage and I wanted to do a sage build first.
But it's slow.
But it's fun.
It's slower than the witch build, but that's because the witch build is absolutely broken. It's literally like capturing all units on the map except one, whereas mine has a chance of capturing anywhere from 20 to 40 units per game, so. And it's really just the quantity. I'm not getting enough quantity to match my usage. At least I won't have to worry about like interrogating them to break them down into essence, but because I already have the setup for it. But still, it's a process. I've said this before. Disgaea is a very grindy franchise, especially Disgaea 5.
It's just a
I wanna
process.
play Disgaea 4.
A game.
Disgaea 4 is best Disgaea.
I'd be a vampire lord. Mostly just because of vampire.
Those monsters that die.
Yeah, Valtorres is nice. He used to drink blood, and then he's like, no, I'm gonna live that sardine life, thank you very much.
I heard a rumor that monsters are coming back.
Yeah, and
Right.
yeah. Also, Disguise 4 is because it has Desco and it has Fuka, two of like the greatest characters of all time. So it's I definitely wouldn't push that narrative on anybody. Just because everybody has their own opinions. But I still super enjoy at least Desco and Fuka out of all of Skya 4. But there's, other things. I don't really want to spend more time talking about Disgaea, so I'm trying to like avoid it, but also like just trying to finish the thought. But yeah, it is.
Sure.
And it's your Disgaea thought.
Yeah, I need to dispatch all Disgaea thoughts.
Gotcha.
Dispatcha.
Gaia thought.
What are some games that people have been playing recently?
What?
Monster Hunter.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remaster.
Alright. Those are both pretty in character choices for both of you.
You're too cliche.
You're too cliche. Get different.
I'm not saying you're cliche, I'm just saying you guys are acting in character. It's,
Well, I'm saying I'm cliche.
I'm a character and what? Me.
What's my motivation?
What's my motivation? What's my backstory? Parent is dead.
Oh, the line was you pass boater, but
my mother was killed by a hawk named Tony. Therefore, I skateboard.
How could he?
And then a cow came out of nowhere and said, "Hey dudes, you want to go skateboards?"
and now he's
My
my
mother was
best
a
friend.
monster and they killed
But then he was killed by another guy who was named Pro Skater,
Mm.
her.
and there was actually 2 people named that.
I mean,
thanks
hey,
to-
if you want, I have a copy of Tony Hawk Downhill Racing for the Wii.
I don't have a Wii, but yeah,
Games.
sure, I'll take it.
You're like, I'll just collect it.
I have almost
On
every
my
Tony
wall.
Hawk game to date. Almost.
Go
Oh.
on my.
I just don't have Ride for the Wii. That one you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And then Pro Skater 5. But I don't want to own Pro Skater 5 because that's the worst in the series.
I mean, you might as well complete it to complete the collection.
That's true.
I mean, one
probably
day
find it for
you're
the-
gonna be like before your deathbed, and you're just gonna be like, you know what? I should actually sell those Tony Hawk games because I own all of them. And then it's
Yeah.
gonna be like, you can like I can imagine a giant auction going off for everybody to try and get, you know.
Yeah.
Experience.
The
Real
Hawk.
Tony Hawk experience.
The Hawk.
Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Experience the Hawk.
Experience Toad.
Tony Squawk.
In 3D.
And stunning. PS2 3D.
Yes.
Stunning. And stunning Game Boy Advance 3D because they did port it to that. 'Cause
It's
why?
stunning Virtual Boy.
Yes.
Red
And so-
outline.
It's stunning virtual reality. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. 90s virtual reality.
Whoa, what?
Virtual
Eyesore
Boy.
edition?
Oh god. You know,
Virtual Boy Alex.
we have stuff like, you know, Victorian steampunk and cyberpunk and whatnot, but I have a feeling that like we should have 90s punk as like
Yeah, we need
a
skate
te-
punk.
Well, no. I'm not talking about like skate punk. I'm talking about like as a technological standard because like 90s had a style of technology,
It really did.
and I can definitely imagine. Well, it already exists out there because 90s made a bunch of future movies, so we know exactly what it would look like if we were to make, you know, a quantum 90s computer, or you know, or a 90s teleporter, or because it's just really clunky, really boxy stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's a box. It's Minecraft.
Welcome to mine.
I guess
Minecraft got
that's
made on the PS1.
it is Minecraft 90s punk now.
Yeah, Minecraft is 90s punk.
I mean, what would be the official title for like that 90s technology look? I'm saying 90s punk, but I guess can we call it box punk? Because if Victorian era technology is steampunk and future streamlined technology is cyberpunk, let's call it box
Steampunk.
punk.
Yes. I like that. This is box punk now.
Box punk.
Create a new genre. It'll be funny.
Yeah.
Box punk.
What's the setting for your new novel? Oh, it's just box punk.
What?
Everything's a cube, and I don't care.
Also, the first
Everything
game,
they do,
the first
including
box
shoulder
punk
pads.
game is Minecraft. Also, apparently.
There's
Pants are
boxes.
square, and so are
Yeah.
your hands.
Welcome to box punk, everybody.
It turns out it's just another name for voxel.
Yeah, box punk's highest sophisticated armor literally just looks like Minecraft skins.
You
Oh
can upload a
god.
Minecraft skin so like, you can put.
You know what? Even better, it looks like the old Minecraft figures where, like, if you wanted to put something in their hands, they had like those really weird shaped slots for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, with the just hole in their hands.
Yeah. Well, no, not like the hole in the hands ones, but the ones where it was like literally just like a whole bunch of like right angles attached to each other over and over again.
JD HCTP just said early 20s or early 2000s punks would be every electronic has transparent parts of the case and or tribal tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Like the
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance SP Tribal Edition.
Mm.
Event video.
Everything in a tribal tattoo, including Mario that one.
It's
Mhm.
like TV without the TV. We know, Ash.
Yeah.
We're the ones advertising it.
You know, Ash.
What would you call
Yeah.
that? There's not really an easy name for it, is there?
Transparency and
Tribal punk?
tribal
Tri-
punk,
Yes,
transparent punk,
tribe-
TNT
no,
punk.
tribal punk just sounds like everything is like an old Native American tribe or something.
Yeah, I
Old
mean,
Sarah-
but
old
that's what makes it tribal punk.
tribe together strong.
TNT punk. Tribal
TMP
and
punk?
transparent
The
TNT.
edge
TNT
edge
punk. Alright. And I mean, now we're just creating tech genres, so,
Yeah.
People have new genres which to base their mediums.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start working, everybody.
Yeah. Now,
Things are
now,
transparent now.
you know that modern era RPG you were gonna make? Well, not anymore. Now it's tribal punk.
Fox.
Here comes the modern day catastrophist.
Actually, GDHCP just said tribal punk is Far Cry Primal, and I'm like, yeah, that's actually pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Who cares? We're sticking with it. Mostly because
Yeah, we're sticking to our guns.
it's hard to
'cause-
make like opaque punk or transparent punk.
Yeah.
I mean, I
That's
feel
very
like
fair.
opaque punk probably fits the best because, I mean, I know opaque means it's like, solid, not able to see through it. But that's what makes it punk.
Yeah. Because it defies
Doesn't
your
follow your
rules.
of
Mhm.
opaque.
Yeah.
But that's transparent. No, it's opaque. Can't tell me what to do.
Opaque punk. Also, it kind of like it doesn't roll off the tongue, but it only has a speed bump when it goes off your tongue.
Yeah.
Opaque punk.
Yeah,
Opaque punk.
opaque punk.
Opaque punk.
Opaque
Okay,
punk.
punker.
Okay, punker. Oh gosh, just ruining everything.
Of course.
Mhm.
Might as well call me Adam because college humor show.
Mm-hmm.
We make
And I guess if you're gonna
3 hours
define
more
a technological standard for 2010s, it'd probably be tablets. Like everything is a tablet.
Yes. Slab punk.
Slab punk.
Everything is
slab punk.
everything is tablet.
I mean,
Slab.
have you seen the 2010s?
It's all tablet.
Yeah,
It's all tablet. Always has been.
iPads
Yeah,
became
all
like the
tablets.
thing everybody owns for no reason. Everybody,
I have a widescreen.
yeah.
I have a widescreen iPhone. It's huge too. All right, cool. Anything else? Nah, that's it. I just can't call on it.
I got this iPhone, but I made it real big.
I took it into Photoshop and just transformed
Yeah,
it
and then
a
you also had
little
like
bit.
other stuff like the Surface Pro from Windows, which was an all-in-one.
Thing.
Got
You
the-
touch it with your finger.
You know
Got
what
the
though? I
twisty-
do see a thing here again by HTTP or JDHTTP. I think a better term would be something core, like Cottacore or Cottage Core
Yeah.
and the like. And I'm willing to say that we can have opaque core and slab core.
Slab core.
I mean, this is the 2000s. The 2000s stuff all has to be core now. We set that standard. 20th century, everything was punk. We got steam. Well, I mean, I know Victorian era 1700s, but just ignore that. Everything that became
1700s.
before the 2000s was punk. Everything after the 2000s till the 30,000 or the 3000s is gonna be core now. So says I.
Yeah, because punk wasn't punk enough, so now we have to be core.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the other name for skate punk? It's something core, if I remember correctly. This is gonna bug me real quick.
Is it literally just skate core? I feel like that's a different genre, though.
Also another comment. Slabcore sounds like someone who's really into morgues. Yeah,
Slabcore.
Yeah.
Slabcore.
I'm a slabcore man.
Slabcore.
I'm a slabcore man myself.
I'm a real slabcore gamer.
Slabcore gamer.
You really gotta work on your upper slabcore.
It's called Nardcore.
Nardcore.
Well, I guess
Nard.
is the other name. Well, technically, it's not really a name. It's more of a predecessor to skate punk, but we're not gonna get into that. Though to be fair, skate punk is also called skatecore. So, at any rate, we've proven that core and punk are interchangeable words. So,
Yeah. We punk enough now?
yeah, are we core enough now?
I cool yet,
Wait, so if core and punk are interchangeable words, that means I could be a hard punk gamer.
Hard punk gamer. Okay. Well, now I know what I'm saying from now on.
Hard punk gamer.
Things aren't hardcore, they're hard punk. Nothing is soft core, it's soft punk.
Like punk core again.
Punk core. I mean, and then parkour is just park punk.
What is that? Is that like
Or
some guy
no,
at
Apple.
is that like some guy at the freaking at the park just like playing no effects on an acoustic guitar?
No, it's somebody who runs around on roofs with just a giant pink mohawk and a black tank top.
Yes.
Apples?
No.
No, they have punks.
Yeah, they have apple.
There's not a whole lot of like punk stuff that you can change into core and make it funny. I mean, and in the stuff that is called punk is still already interchangeable to core, anyways. So.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of very limited with those ones.
But you can turn a lot of core stuff into punk. So.
Yeah.
Have
That's
at
very
it.
true.
Yeah.
Score.
It's the punk of my argument.
Hey, why'd you throw that away? All that was left was the apple punk.
Yeah. God, I'm now just gonna like drop core from my dictionary and use punk instead. Well, I'll still use core, but I'll use core when I mean punk. And people are just gonna be so confused when I talk.
They're gonna be like, me the word?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, hey, can you get down
No,
to
I
the
don't.
punk of your argument there? But what's really bothering you at the punk? How are you gonna get to the punk? Journey to the center of the punk?
Journey to the center of the punk.
That actually sounds like a great rock band, and I would love to see their first album.
Yeah, it actually does sound like a pretty good title.
You gotta go to the very, very center. So,
That seems like an album where like each song would just get like more like deeper and deeper until it goes back to like all the way back to like very beginning punk.
Mm-hmm.
Be, like,
Yeah,
kinda, like,
it
experimental
would definitely
in a way.
be like going from, early
Like pop punk, like pop punk downwards.
Yeah, pop punk downwards. I was trying to think of what the 2000s punk is, but yeah, you're right. It's pop punk. Thanks, Blink 182.
Basically, start at like Blink 182 levels, and then it'd get into like Sex Pistols levels at the very end of it, or even
Yeah.
Clash.
I mean, you can go further. Skate punk goes
Oh, yeah.
all the way to like the 1970s, starting with Nardcore.
I mean,
so
That's true.
Nardcore.
Narc.
I mean, and
Narc.
if I remember correctly,
Narc.
the band that was doing Nardcore was our little favorite Bad Religion.
I mean, yeah, they did kind of like pioneer that.
I mean, yeah, no, they are definitely like the skate punk sound is Bad Religion.
Yes. At least most of it except for Into the Unknown. But
Yeah.
once I get back to the known, then we're fine.
hmm Oh,
I finally find
you can also go way further into the 50s with punk, with artists like Link Rye. It's called proto-punk.
Did JDHCTP say that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks for
Is it
saying it for me.
Proto-Man?
His name is kind of a mouthful for me sometimes. Yeah, it is.
Proto Man.
You can definitely take that. You could probably go even further with punk than proto-punk, but I don't know what comes before proto-punk.
You could go pretty deep in like pretty much every genre, to be honest.
Yeah, because the thing about music is like all of them take inspiration and are cultural stylings of something else.
Yeah.
was the first. Who did it?
Yes.
Like
Who did it?
ska, it was supposed to be like a lot of different things. That came from a lot of different stuff.
You gotta have the horns in the background, though.
Like
Gotta.
floogie reggae jams and yeah.
What a jam.
Back when Satan ruled the. God damn it!
Thanks for picking up what I was putting down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Music is a weird thing because like everywhere else, it's hard to see where something came from, especially like in writing styles. Like you can kind of follow it for the most part, though. It's just kind of you need to track every single individual book and like go from there.
Yeah.
Music, however, we've already have that crap set up. Like we've been tracking how this has been going for like the past 3 millennia, and gotta say, it is probably one of the most well documented changes we've had in any genre medium ever.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, no, and like we've had stuff like even before classical music, and the origins of classical music had to come from somewhere.
Oh yeah. It wasn't just like, all right, let's just do this now. Why? I don't know. It seemed cool.
We needed more elegant music, please.
Can't mosh to this.
I can't mosh to this. Ah, man. But if we do this now, then we're gonna have to rediscover mosh like way later. It's gonna take us like a couple thousand years.
I want to see a circle pit at a classical concert while Flight of the Bumblebees plays.
Yeah, man, that's.
God, I would love to see like a rumble to the death with In the Hall of the Mountain King.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
And have you heard Tetris 99 Final 10 Remaining remix of Flight of the Bumblebee?
No, I haven't. But yeah, send me a link and I'll check it out later.
Please do. That sounds really good.
Every single time.
Yeah.
I hear it sometimes. In my dream.
Yeah.
Writing dirty and my caddy, bless him, Dre, to let him know.
Yeah. On the topic of music, like, it is so like when you get stuff in. I'm saying that backwards. When you get stuff stuck in your head, do you usually prefer it being stayed in your head, or is it one of those things where you're just totally cool? Or, I mean, you want to try and get it out of your head as fast as possible?
I mean, it depends on what it is. If it's like some song that I have like no real attachment to, like Baby Shark, for example, it's like get that out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, if I'm just like sitting alone in my room, and then all of a sudden I hear the opening to American Jesus by Bad Religion, I'm like, yeah, that can stay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying because like typically when I get songs stuck in my head, it's usually because I like them in the first place.
Yeah. It's typically like that for me too, but there are just a few examples.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is just overly popular here.
I can get it, like, where the song is just so darn catchy, like, you can't help but have it stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't get songs stuck in my head. I get quotes. Like, do you remember I am the milkman. My milk is delicious stuck in my head for
I
my
am the
entire
milkman.
math homework. It was
Special delivery
agony.
today.
Yeah.
That
it
is
was
true. I've noticed you
agony.
get stuck on
It's a
quotes every now and
7-second
again.
clip.
So
It
do
is
I.
a 7-second clip,
Mm.
and it is the worst.
Yeah. 'Cause I remember you also kind of got stuck on the passport thing for a while.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just like,
Wikipedia was
what?
fun though. I will always get down to quote the Wikipedia lines.
Why?
Doo-doo-doo.
My brain's just like,
Zed.
you got a
Yeah.
passport to for that thought? And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, well,
Yeah.
then you can't go anywhere.
I mean, maybe you should check that up on Wikipedia, the free online encyclopedia that anyone can edit.
And donate
Not
$3.
anymore.
They need it.
They really
Servers were
do,
broken.
please.
Yeah.
That should not have worked. Sorry,
Too
I'm
much knowledge.
playing TF2.
Um,
Looking at hat patches.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of things that shouldn't have worked. You got to be more specific. In my opinion, society
back-
shouldn't have worked.
I backstabbed someone despite the fact they were like 4 feet away from me.
Yeah, people are just
Don't
so
know
darn
why.
paranoid that it's actually and self-centered that it's actually surprising society developed.
It's a real long knife. It's called a sword. It's catching on.
You got a long sword there?
Hey, what if we
Well,
make this just long and skinny and then like add prongs to the end of it?
That's brilliant.
That's a
think.
trident.
What if we just made a giant ball with spikes on it attached to a stick?
We
A
can
mace.
call it a mace. Or a
What if
morning
I just
star.
made the ball really big and didn't.
Depending on how fancy you are.
Depending
Or
on
is
whether
that-
or not it takes inspiration from Lucifer.
Yeah. He's a cool guy. Remember him?
Yeah. I mean,
No.
his name means
got-
morning star.
He got demoted, but also promoted, so I guess he won.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
got demoted, so he started his own business.
Yeah, he started his own business, which is more productive.
Mhm. It got crowdfunded by Human Sen.
Yeah. I am now accepting your donations. 1 cent equals $1.
Yeah.
50 cents? Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. I'm paying
I
him
like
right
your
now.
business model.
It's a good business,
You've got good brand recognition.
man. Getting money all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
we
a
got a
sin too.
quote. Is that a long sword in your thighs, Sir Knight? Or thou just pleased to be in my presence?
So long sword in my side. Please help, I've been stabbed.
I've been
Sword in
brutally
my
stabbed.
chest.
It's just a
Don't know where
flesh
it
wound.
came from.
I think I'm getting better.
The stolen goods are now forfeit.
What?
Then pray with your blood. Runs
Bait
around
with
bow
your
and arrow,
blood.
Runs
Chop.
away with bow and arrow, jumps.
Yeah,
in.
runs away with bow and arrow, jumps in pool.
Flash.
Why won't you die? Dies. It's killed by 2 punches.
Lightly
Floats
slaps
away.
face.
I love that video.
So good.
Why won't you die?
He's in like
With like that classic Bethesda scrunched up angry face.
Yeah, like he practiced that.
Yeah, I have a question.
What's your question, good sire?
I'm planning.
That's
on
sir
buying,
with an extra letter at the end.
planning on buying a hat.
What kind of hat?
Real life.
Flat top cap. Yes, in real
I'm
life.
just gonna say it.
What the heck's a flat top cap?
A flat Albert.
Here, I'll send an image.
What does a flat Albert hat look like?
It's Flat Albert.
Picture of a guy named Albert.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Granted, I don't know hat terminology.
Hat terminology is hat terminology. There you go.
You know I don't
know
speak
it's
Haddish.
shape.
Okay.
So
Oh, that one.
I want to
But
know
circle.
what
Ah,
the
the scout.
appropriate amount of
Circle
pins
with
I should
brim.
put on this hat.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, that's one of those situations where you described it enough that like I actually pictured it correctly, but my brain was like, no, that can't be what he's talking about.
Scout.
Yeah, it's a scout
Food
hat.
hat.
Yeah, you just gotta go like I'm running circles around you and then brutally assault people with
I
a
have a
baseball
feeling
bat.
that we should just
Oh, you
take
use
the
Boston
TF2
Mass
away
and
from
make
you at
them
this
die.
point.
Yeah, you should.
Because
Just
Wait,
do it.
if you
It's consuming me.
don't mind, I am real quickly just gonna send the chat. It's just a few things.
I do
What?
mind.
What I'm planning.
That's a
putting on
Nasa.
this
Yeah.
hat.
Okay,
Cool.
I mean, so you're essentially just planning on putting a lot of random.
Lot of pins.
Mhm.
Lot of pins. Whole lot.
I think we
Is
get
that
it.
a pin of like the disc that we have on the Voyager?
Record.
Sure.
Yeah, the Voyager
don't
disc, the
know.
one that teaches aliens how to count in our language, so that way they can use it.
Do our
I
math.
want somebody to look at me with this hat on and think,
But
God,
can it run Doom?
yes.
And this
I will
record
get a
runs
Doom
Doom.
pin and put it on there. And
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No,
I
not
think
that.
I think you got your point across.
a lot of
No, I
pins.
want-
A lot of
No, I
pins.
don't.
I would be careful with that one because you can start going into a territory where it's just too many, but at the same time, like it
And
still
hats.
looks fine in general, but because it's just so heavy with pins, like you can't actually like see them or interpret them. It's like those people who just
Yeah.
have like full body tattoos. And it's cool that you have a lot of tattoos, but like just looking over your body, like I can't see a single tattoo. I see multiple tattoos, like interacting with each other. So it's like it's hard to absorb all of that information, and I ended up just kind of, not actually seeing your tattoos in general because you just have too many.
You just look at them and go, that's
How
a
many
shame.
pins is too many
Move
pins?
on.
I don't know. That's for you to decide.
Yeah, that's your own call, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah,
want to
make all-
have the entire thing, no surface space available, just all pens, do it.
Oh.
Of course you do. It's
Okay, well
perfect.
not like all of it.
Your
pins.
hat, mister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Billy, it's like it's your hat. That's your call to make.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, me personally, when there's too many, like, it just becomes information heavy, and then it's hard to kind of process each individual pen. But at the same time, like, it's maybe you like that look, and maybe that's what you want to have. It's just kind of like there's just so much going on that it's hard to interpret.
Yeah. What you like?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I find people with full body tattoos to be a little bit too much. And I'm like, I love tattoos. I think people with tattoos are awesome.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I just want to make sure that I'm not like shitting on all people who have tattoos. I'm just saying, like, having tattoos is great, but when you have too many, like, that's where I start drawing the line. But people still like it when they have that many tattoos, and they want even more. So it's their decision, your decision as well.
These are the pins I will buy. I wouldn't use all of them. I'd only use some.
Yeah.
There's some pins that you can't really.
If you
get
have a
behind.
tattoo, you're a poopy head. That's what Rise told me.
Rise said
No.
tattoos are for dum-dums. Well, that'd be
No,
very
that's not
controversial
again.
because I've been planning to get a tattoo for a very long time.
Exactly. Dum dums.
Yeah.
No, that's propaganda. I'm
Dude,
not immune to it.
yeah, I mean, my dad
I
was
like
tatted
dum
out.
dums. I like dum dums. They're very good lollipops.
Mhm.
Get like a 50 pack.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad, he likes tattoos as well, and he got himself pretty tatted up. Not like full body, but he's definitely got quite a few.
Got a bit of ink.
So much so that I don't even know if he plans on getting this one finished, but he hasn't finished it. He hasn't finished it in the 8+ years I've known him. Well, actually, it's more than 8. It's about 14 years at this point. But it's like these wings on his back, and one of them's kind of like drawn in a little bit, and the other one's just an outline. And he's had that on his back for at least 14 years. So,
So leave it like that. Artistic direction.
I mean, that's just what I think of my dad when I think of tattoos.
Unfinished wings.
the unfinished wings.
Got PNG.
But he's definitely had some other stuff on there, and I'm like, okay. And not trying to say like that's where I'm coming from. My respect for tattoos. No, I just, I can respect tattoos as an art form and a thing to show off. I want to
Yeah.
put a lot of thought into what I want to put on my body that will stay there for as semi-permanently as possible. So
Yeah.
it's definitely like a big decision, and the people who don't treat it like a big decision, I think, are the weird ones. The people who are just kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna go get a tattoo, and oh, I'm just gonna, get drunk and draw a wave on my thigh. That's not a reference to anybody I know.
It'll go away in a few days.
God,
Right?
imagine like the person I'm talking about just comes and watches this podcast at this specific moment, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he just talked about that."
You fool.
I'm actually, it is an amazing story that I would love to tell, but it's not my story to tell, so I'm not gonna say anything about it. But just suffice to say, somebody I know that's pretty close to me, got pretty drunk, and it wasn't even really a wave. It's just a random line that was on their thigh. um, it was supposed to be like a California wave. Was what the goal was, but it wasn't even that. It was just a line, a really sloppy line. She eventually did get it touched up, but it did, and like made it actually look like a thing. But that's I
And
know
I just
somebody in
have
my
a
life who just got that.
Just
And I just have
imagining
a
like
squiggle.
a graph line wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good. Then you wake up like, who did math upon?
Who did math on me? Somebody just got
Who
a
forgot
sine
to-
wave, or is it a cosine wave?
Who forgot to
Ooh.
erase the parabola?
I mean, Katie, you're in math. How do you tell the difference between a sine wave and a cosine wave?
Where it is on the graph.
Yeah, exactly. Which means if there's no graph, you can't tell the difference.
Unless they just did a single period of it.
Yeah, I mean, then it's pretty obvious, depending on where they started from, but when you do a sine wave or a cosine wave, you don't just start from nowhere.
Why not?
Because, sine, cosine, and tangent. Yeah, I mean, I like tangent lines. Tangent lines are great. Actually, speaking of, I probably shouldn't be talking about this because it's kind of boring. But have you ever seen sine, cosine, and tangent all graphed on a 3D graph, like in the graph was animated?
No.
Um, so what it is it's pretty much just a circle going forward forever. So like the side
Infinite circle.
yeah, like the side profile is the tangent, and you have cosine and sine making up the curves of the circle, and like as they're all going through, it's just this circle going. Let me see if I can find a sine.
Circle.
And it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
Who authorized this?
Me?
Write that out.
Schedule was free.
Let's see here.
That's a good song. I'll let this play.
Story question. 15 minutes.
Yes, I'm trying to find like a really good animation of this one, but I'm just seeing
Alright. So I'm
here.
entertained by telling them about my Monster Hunter. I'm playing Monster Hunter right now, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I am doing side quests, but they're usually pretty good for XP.
You know, instead
Since
of
I keep
talking about
changing out my
Monster Hunter,
weapons.
you actually have another thing you could be talking about right now
You know what?
because
I could be. Hold on, I gotta plug in my thing.
is ladies and gentlemen, it is
What, Carlos?
Ladies and Slender Man, what?
Katie Vania time, which means I can finally not talk and let somebody else talk.
Time to let Jace not speak. Alright. So you know how last time I was talking about Sonya Belmont and how she's one of the only two female characters you can play as? I mean,
She's also considered
Right.
not canon, apparently.
yeah. So here's the other non-canon female character, Shanoa. She's in Order of Ecclesia. That one's not like the rest of them. It's a little weird.
A good name, Clesia.
So she's part of the Order of Ecclesia, the only group who wants to kill Dracula because the Belmonts are gone. Why are they gone? This is a different timeline. They're always like fading out and weird timeline errors.
Yeah,
So she's got-
totally not because they just didn't have a consistency of should the Belmonts and all the games tie together somehow.
yeah, they're literally just like, let's make a new man. Be a Belmont? No. Well, this is non-canon now. Why? She's got all these weapons simply because well, on the subject of tattoos, she's kind of got tattoos. They're glyphs like on her body that have weapons in them. So she's got like this really big one on her back that does like huge magic spells, which is pretty cool. She just has to move her hair out of the way. You'd think she'd cut her hair, but no, it's like very long.
Yeah, it's
It's
okay.
It's funny.
Yeah. Alright, so the story of this game. It was chosen as a vessel, this evil thing called Dominus, by some guy named Barlow. Who are these people? We'll find out probably later.
Probably serves pizza.
So in the middle of the ritual, like, well, not the middle, before, she gets attacked by her adopted brother, Albus. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" He's like, "Remove your memories, haha, no emotions, no memories for you." And then she had none of those. Then Barlow, the guy that was trying to use her as a vessel, was like, "Your adopted brother, he's evil, we gotta kill him."
Ah,
Uh,
you know,
Isn't that
like so.
cool? Like, yeah, that sounds neat, because she had
That's
no
okay.
emotions anymore. So they go to Wygol Village. These names? Why?
Go.
yeah.
Wygol Village. What is that? What's a Wygol? I don't know. Eagles? Why?
Why go to village?
Why why go to this village? Well, it's where the first encounter
That
with
sounds like the start of like a
Albus is.
really bad false Hydra campaign.
Yeah, kind of sounded like it. I don't know if this is a good game. It doesn't sound like it.
Look it up. Is it a good game?
I don't know.
What's it called? I'll look it up.
Order of Ecclesia.
What in the hell do I
I
spell that?
know.
Just type
Don't
in
you just
Order
love
of
English?
ECL, and it'll probably fill it in for you.
Castlevania Order of. Apparently, I spell it like that. Okay.
I wonder how many other languages you can be told stuff and just be like, I have no clue how to spell that.
It's on the
What's it say about the-
Nintendo DS.
Hmm.
It's got a 9 out of 10 on IGN. And
The gameplay is really good. The story's just kind of
yeah, apparently it's super hard, but it's really good.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good and bad ending, so you know What game's good if it's got a bad ending?
Yeah. That means you gotta put in extra time to get the good one.
Yeah.
I mean, that means it's less shit than a bad False Hydra campaign.
But Shanoa's gotta follow Albus, and she's just going everywhere, and man, Albus is just going. He's just got this Dominus glyph, and he's like, I'm out of here, man. And he's like, hey, Shanoa, you want some parts of Dominus? And she's like,
Go
I
fish.
she's like, sure. So she absorbs it. Then they get to the Oblivion Ridge. What is this place? I don't know. That's what they named it.
The Oblivion Ridge.
Sounds,
I thought that was
yeah, sounds
self-explanatory.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
Albus is like, you don't get the third one. You don't get the third one. You don't deserve it. Dominus is a copy of Dracula's power. So you don't get it. So using this power can kill your soul, and Shanoa's like, but I was supposed to have it all. I was supposed to absorb it.
This was
She
how I
goes
was gonna
all the
kill
way
my
back.
soul.
I was
She
gonna
goes
be the
all the way
next
back to
Hokage.
Barlow. Yeah, she's gonna be the next Hokage.
Oh,
She goes all the way back to Barlow, and she's like, he was being mean and stupid and dumb, and he's corrupted now by his only single part, while I have two. Wow, he's a weak baby, isn't he?
yeah.
So, the ending is dependent on rescuing. So, the good ending, you have to rescue 13 villagers, and if you fail to save at least one, you get the bad ending.
Wow.
You have to be perfect. No wonder it's really hard. Because the bad ending has like one tiny paragraph of text, and the good ending has two really big ones. So the bad ending is you absorb the last part, you go back to Barlow. She's like, I completed the mission. The only remaining task is to use this spell to save the world with all these pieces within me. And Barlow's like, haha, it was a lie and a trick, and then she falls to the ground. Then you don't even know what happens because it just shows a game over screen. Like, it doesn't even elaborate.
Wow.
Terrible ending. I hate that. Like, if I got that bad ending, you're like, this game sucks. Throw it away.
I mean,
very-
is the bad ending like an actual bad ending, or is it just bad as in you don't get anything for it?
It's like an actual ending to the game. It'll say game over, but it's like the ending to the game if you fail to save a villager. So
Well,
you
no,
have
no,
to
no.
go back and
I
save
was just
it.
asking, like, is the ending like actually have bad stuff happen, and like it is a canonically bad ending?
It's like she's falls to the ground unconscious, and I'm assuming she just gets taken over by the Dominus glyphs.
Okay.
Probably.
That's-
As you do.
Yeah. So in the good ending, she absorbs that last part, and she's like, huh, that wasn't so bad. And Barlow and Albus are talking in the distance. And
She's like, I should go absorb another one.
yeah, I should get another one. So Barlow's plan was to steal Dominus to save Shanoa from using these glyphs. And then Shanoa starts remembering stuff, like her memories, emotions.
Wow.
Wee.
She starts remembering her memories. That's not how that works.
Yeah. The soul of her brother manifests as a voice since it merged with Dominus, so now she's got him in her head at all times. Wee.
Oh,
Wee.
that's totally not amazing.
Yeah, that's
He
pretty
goes
cool.
to go kill Barlow because he sucks. It's
Yes, he
like,
does.
I'm not gonna cast a spell by this Dracula coffin. So Barlow's like, well, what if I did it instead? Then it makes the Dracula castle appear. So you have to go into the castle. Well, that's where you get to the castle of Dracula to actually play a Castlevania game.
Oh.
Because you have to get the good ending.
That's so dumb.
You head to the castle to banish Dracula. You battle him in the throne room, and he does this ultimate attack that would literally do so much damage if you don't have the right stuff equipped.
I never have anything correctly equipped, so
It does a lot of damage if you don't have the right stuff.
You have to have a specific spell cast on the player to counter Dracula's spell to kill him immediately. But then Shanoa dies.
From the power of friendship.
Then well, actually, yes, technically.
What?
This is like Ao Dominus. Can you just revive her? You can have my soul.
I mean, the power of friendship ain't that bad. I've seen Persona 5 do it real good.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Power of friendship. Shoot that man.
Okay.
Power of friendship. This gun is now better.
This gun is friendship.
This gun is made of friendship.
Now take my friendship bullet.
Yeah, friendship bullet. I shoot my friends.
Behold, the friendship gun.
Actually, that's more Danganronpa, but continue with Castlevania.
So as he's like, fading to the afterlife, he's like, "Can you smile again, so that I know that you got your memories and emotions back?" She does as all Castlevania heroes do, escape just before the castle crumbles. Eventually, there's going to be a Castlevania hero who doesn't. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the Castlevania scene where the Belmont defeats Dracula, the castle's crumbling, and they don't make it out.
Is there a Castlevania game where the castle just doesn't crumble?
No. It's the special ending cutscene. It's been in there since the first one they ever made, which was Castlevania for them, yes. You get to sit there and watch the pixels slowly go down. And then all records of the weird order that you're trying to sacrifice Shanoa got deleted, erased, and destroyed. So that nobody knows who Barlow Albus was. Dracula tried to come back and could instantly kill people with a magic spell.
Overall, seems pretty good.
He's an unlockable character in that 3D fighting game for the Wii.
Belmondo? It's a good game.
That's what I'm calling it, the Belmondo game.
Belmondovania.
I mean, what other name can it have besides Belmondo?
Castlevania Judgment, because I'm judging it for being a terrible game.
Belmondovania is better.
Yeah,
I mean, that was one session that I actually really enjoyed.
We're talking about
Yeah.
The Belmondo one.
Castlevania Judgment.
Let's focus on the bad ones.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find bad one.
Badsylvania.
Shanoa's not even her real name. What's her real name? Nobody knows.
Shapiphany.
Yeah, that's Shapiphany now.
They never gave her a canon name, so we'll use our full legal rights to give her one.
Yep.
She was 20, so
She was a race car driver.
She was 20 in the 19th century, and she wore that outfit. She definitely wore that outfit.
What's that outfit you're talking about?
Give me a second.
Okay.
I will tell you.
It's like, she wore that outfit. It's like, yes, she sure did.
Here it is.
Sure did. Yeah, she totally wore that outfit with a long scarf sword.
Oh.
It is very twisty for a sword.
It's like, yeah, it's a scarf sword.
You know what, though? I imagine curved swords like that must be, like, well, despite being really hard to use and actually probably very resistant to movement, they probably do quite a bit of damage just because of how inconsistent the cut is.
Yeah.
Do a lot of damage.
You can also do a little bit of a serrated cut as well with a blade like that.
And stabbing would be annoying because you get like a weird size hole.
Well, yeah, you could do like a little bit of tearing too as you're pulling the blade out. Because it would act like a serrated knife.
That's true.
Even though that's supposed to be her main weapon, she can do she's got scythes, axes, daggers, lances, hammers.
Well, yeah,
and
she's a
swords.
protagonist. She has the
She's got
wild
daggers.
card.
Yeah,
she's
she's
got
got
all the cool spells too, so she can counter Dracula's ultimate.
She's got a fire in her belly.
She can cancel out Dracula's ultimate Belmondo.
With the power of friendship.
It's my favorite spell. Belmondo.
The power of friendship. I'll be the next Belmondo.
That's it for Shinoa.
Believe it.
They never brought her back. Well, they did bring her back for Judgment. And then Harmony of Despair, where she's an extra mode.
They
So,
brought her back for Judgment,
yeah.
so they didn't bring her back.
They brought her back for Harmony of Despair.
Alright.
You're like, I don't know what that one is.
I don't either. No, I don't. Like, not even remotely. What else you got?
I don't know what any of the Castlevania games are. These entire conversations are like always fish out of water and just trying to make jokes to make it bearable sometimes.
Mm.
Not that I'm trying to
Yeah,
say
they're
it's unpleasant. I actually do find these talks pleasant. I'm just saying there could be a lot of weirdness, and I'm just gotta be like, yes.
Yeah,
I
that's the thing.
understand. I get it, sort of.
So I feel like that's kind of the point of this segment, is to point out the yes moments on these games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Harmony of Despair is a multiplayer Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation 3, PlayStation Network game
Oh no.
where you can play as Soma Cruz. You remember him?
I
Think
do.
Vaguely.
Alucard.
We've gone over so many things at this point, I don't know what I do and don't remember.
Do I remember
Soma Cruz
Tetra?
is Dracula reincarnated as a twink.
I'm probably gonna like play a Castlevania game eventually, and I'm just gonna remember all of these lore bits
gonna-
all at once, and I'm just gonna be like,
The
oh, I
knowledge
get
is gonna
it.
come crashing in. So
Would
you can
make
be
sense.
Soma, you can be Alucard, you can be Jonathan Morris. That's not a Belmont, but he's
Yeah,
got the vampire killer anyway.
Can I be Ricardo Belmondo? Whatever his
I don't
name.
think so. You can be Richter Belmont.
Nah.
You can be
Belmondo.
Simon Belmont.
Can I be Trevor?
You can be Julius Belmont. You can be the Texas one.
I could be the Texas one?
Yeah, Julius Belmont. He looks like he's from Texas.
I could be Texas Red?
Be Texas Massacre?
Oh. Oh. It's okay.
You could be Julius.
Alright. Oh, he looks cool.
Yeah. He's the one who actually killed Dracula.
Mm,
Of course he did. Cowboys.
congratulations.
That's a cowboy's job, is to kill Dracula. I mean, evil.
Yeah. That or spin steel balls around and teach a young English lad who can't control his legs anymore how to do it.
Yeah.
But nobody's read Steel Ball Run here, so I'm just gonna shut my fat lips.
Alright.
It's JoJo Part 7, by the way.
Yeah.
So, the other thing I pulled up is the Castlevania The Dracula X Chronicles, which is a 2.5D remake of Castlevania Rondo of Blood only for the PSP.
Rondo of Blood's a good game.
Yeah, like, Rondo of Blood was like a good game, but not many people played it, but everybody loved Symphony of the Night. So Koji Igarashi was like, bro, let's remake it so many more people will be able to experience Rondo of Blood, and it'll be on the PSP, so it'll be portable.
Oh.
Yeah, let's play Rondo.
I'm pretty sure that's like half the name of the PSP.
Yeah, it'll be
That's a quarter.
PSP.
Or like a third.
Play Rondo of Blood.
Yeah, that's actually exactly a third. PSP, Rondo of Blood, outside.
I got Rondo of Blood outside.
It's like a nut you can play Rondo of Blood outside with.
Yeah, meet me
Uh,
outside.
I'm the
about
same
that?
age as Richter Belmont and Rondo of Blood. Really puts things in perspective.
It's fair.
Wow, I'm older than Richter's girlfriend.
Wow.
She's 17.
What's her name?
That's like
Oh,
the same feelings I had when I realized that I was the same age as other protagonists or older in games.
Yeah.
Like when I realized like I was like the same, I was older than Joker, and I was like, oh, I'm older than Joker.
Looking young, Joker.
You're looking young? Yes, Papa.
In this game, this Rondo of Blood remake also has an entire port of Castlevania Symphony of the Night in it,
Oh, that's how
As
they
a
sold more
bonus track.
copies.
as well as new voiceovers using the same voice actors.
That's always a
What is
plus.
a
Dude, don't you hate it when they're just like choose new voice actors and it's like the same project? It's like, no. I mean, I get it sometimes they can't reprise the roles, but other times it's like you literally just replace the entire cast. You didn't
Yeah.
even try to get the old ones.
That's a bit
Yeah.
annoying when that happens.
Diamond.
No one will notice.
So,
Fine.
one of the promotional posters for special limited edition Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles. That's the weirdest name I've ever heard. The one that doesn't follow the others, like all the other ones are blank of blank, and this the Dracula X Chronicles. I'm like the section is cool.
This is Narnia, but Dracula, right? The Chronicles of Dracula, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Vampire.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Lion, the Witch, and the Vampire Hunter. And then there's the next book, Prince Belmont.
They misprinted Belmont as Beaumont.
Beaumont.
Yeah, Beaumont.
That sounds like a place I used to go ride dunes at.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be Belmondo.
Yeah, it could be Belmondo.
That would be clearly intentional then if they had done that.
For some reason, people thought that the voice acting for this game was soap opera fare.
And so
And
was the
then-
original Symphony of the Night.
And then GameSpy's like, it's a solid remake, but it was unnecessary and worse than the original.
IGN gives it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, they give it like a solid 80 all around. They're
Here's
like,
the thing:
"Yeah, that's
journalism is dead, and so is games journalism. So,
Yes. You want to make a difference critiquing a game, become a YouTuber.
I mean, it's a joke, but at the same time, kind of true.
Yeah. Become some sort of influencer.
Make an hour-long video about it, so that
I
way
mean, good luck
nobody
getting
can correct you.
Make movies, make songs, and fight around the world.
Yeah.
Come Russell Crowe.
Come
Hugger.
Russell Crowe.
Who are these people that voiced these characters? I must know.
Man, you show.
Wait, no. This isn't the infamous Die Monster. I want that Castlevania Symphony of the Night DXE. What was Yuri Lowenthal? Who's that again? Sounds familiar.
Mm. Do they
I don't
read a
know.
lot of Yuri fiction?
No, like
Are they deep
Wario.
I
Wario.
knew it. She's more interested in Yowie.
rooting?
No. With
Yowie, zowie.
That's a secret shame I'm gonna let die right there. Is the Yowie books I've read in my life.
It's okay.
you don't have something to be ashamed of.
Yeah, but I enjoyed them.
It's guilty pleasure type thing then.
I did say it was a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Yeah.
Everything works out. Except when it doesn't.
Who is this
Shh,
man
we don't talk
that
about that.
played Dracula?
Dracula.
I gotta find him. I gotta find him on like the what's that website we were looking at for the voice actor stuff? I hope he's on there.
Dracula clearly played him. Cameo was the website, by
Dracula
the way.
clearly played him.
Yeah, Cameo was the website, by the way.
He's on Cam.
Oh man, I am falling asleep. I can't even play game that I'm playing.
Yeah, I'm starting to get pretty groggy too, actually.
Do you want to close it out earlier
You just
for
keep
today?
How much earlier?
Let's go to like 1:45 maybe.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, I can close up Katie Vania early, so we have like 15 minutes to wind down.
No, it's cool. I mean, continue going until you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're kind of done anyways, but if you still got more.
Yeah.
I'm have to dig deep for
Cool.
Yeah.
funny.
I'm starting to get pretty sleepy. Oh god, I got hit by a car.
Yeah, this is not something that happens every day. Is we actually want to go to bed on time.
Yeah.
And by on
You know,
time,
like,
I mean a
the
time that
point of
isn't
this.
two. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
Um,
actually surprised I'm even tired today. I thought I felt well rested.
You know what? I knew I was exhausted though, because I've just kind of been like that all day.
That's fair. I have been a bit
Mhm.
here and there with mine, but
Yeah, and that being said, I just want to talk about this real quick. Talking about like a theme for the stream, for some reason, actually really does help me keep poignant on topic of stuff, because it really helps
For
me
sure.
choose specific. Like I had other stuff I wanted to talk about before we go into this, but I choosing the final boss theme, I was like, okay, I'm actually just gonna talk about music because that's way more fitting for final boss.
kinda
Yeah.
is.
Music makes the final boss.
Oh
Music
yeah.
is the final boss.
Yes. Because if
That's
your
fair.
final boss doesn't have good music, nobody's gonna care. It's gonna be like, I don't. Nothing here to like about.
Yeah, and this goes into my conversation earlier too about like how when you take music out of a game, like you really can destroy an experience sometimes.
Oh yeah.
If you took the music out of Kirby's Epic Yarn,
Hmm.
it would lose so much of its charm.
Yeah,
Simply because the music is so lighthearted and it's so just perfect for every level.
yeah.
It just, if it's quiet, you don't feel the same emotions.
I would even say that if you were just to take out like that unraveling sound from Kirby's Epic Yarn, like
Raveling.
yeah, the raveling and unraveling noise, like I would probably not like that game as much as I did. Like the game would go from being a 7 in my eyes all the way down to being a 5.
Oh wow.
And it's not just because of the sound, but just because of how the sound would make me feel about it. Because like when I think about Kirby's Epic Yarn, like I just think of the that wasn't a good interpretation of the sound, but if you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. Where like
The swirling sound of you pulling the yarn,
yeah,
throwing it into a ball.
it is very like good feedback, and that's music and sound. Like if you can have that impression on somebody, you're doing it right.
Yep. Absolutely. Makes an account. It makes an encounter, even if like
Hmm.
even just like outside like boss battles and stuff like that. And yeah, like even just basic audio
Yeah.
cues, like the thing is really good because it's very satisfying. It makes
Yeah, I mean, imagine
basic
playing the old school Pokemon games without the sound of effects when you hit things.
It wouldn't, because they're just sprites moving, and you don't.
They don't
feel
even move
anything.
in those ones.
Yeah, no, they
They
just
do
flicker.
In yellow, they move a lot.
Yeah.
Or tail whip. They go beep, 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 side to side.
Yeah.
I mean, the animation is kept very non-existent.
They just do like filter effects on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And overlays.
Without the noise, how would you know how powerful Thundershock is?
Hmm.
Blasting your eardrums.
How would you feel about any of the swipe attacks or the claw attacks if you didn't have the noise to go with it? Like,
How would you know that Screech move is the worst noise you've ever heard? Volume cranked all the way.
Like, audio feedback is important. Super important. It cannot be understated. Like, everybody understands the importance of visual feedback. It is,
Oh, yeah.
like, no question. If somebody told you, hey, if I can't see the thing doing the thing, then I don't know what this is doing, people would be like, well, yeah, that's obvious. We're not gonna argue that. But if you were to like remove sound effects, people would be like, well, is that really any different? And it's like, yeah, it is. It is. Music is like the final touches that really bring something to light.
Yep.
If you were to remove the hit noise from Monster Hunter,
Mhm.
nobody would play it.
Remove the slash sound from Zelda Sword Swings.
Flash, the bonk noise, like
Mhm.
the satisfying.
Oh, the shield
hit
bonk.
noise, the shield bonk, the hammer bonk, the hunting horn noises, because those are just
Yeah.
because they're different for every hunting horn. Like you could have a
Mhm.
regular one that's just bagpipes, or you could get a sick guitar from Zenogre, just rock out on the battlefield.
The swish
Remove-
sound of a persona leaving your shadow.
The Invincibility Star theme from Mario.
Or
The way the wind changes pitch when you use the Wind Waker.
Yes.
Like, not even when you're like actually using it for, any of the songs. Just when you have it out and you're moving around, the wind changes pitch, which is nice.
Yeah.
shifting your little hand around.
Mhm.
Like, where is it?
There it is.
Damn it.
Perfect.
And you do it and you're like, wait, that was the wrong way.
Yeah, or like that full body slam sound you get in Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Especially when you do like,
critical noise.
yeah,
Noise is so
it is very appealing.
Oh yeah. Very important.
It
In
really
any-
can make or break how you feel about something, especially if you're
Oh, yeah.
on the fence about it too.
Like even with like movies and stuff as well.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously you don't want like a super sad dramatic point in your movie when like that's supposed to be dramatic and then all of a sudden it just
Yeah, I mean, I personally just thought of like Big Real Fish playing in the background of like a super sad moment.
Yeah.
I'm just
My
thinking
back
like,
was
sell
sad.
out with me tonight. Like the main protagonist is just like down there crying and like, hey, shut up and me.
I was just imagining two trucks.
Yep. Yeah, no, you definitely just do need overall sound design is key.
Sound design is
Sound
key.
design
Is very
It's like
important.
the ultimate in pulling everything together.
Yeah, like I said, it's like that final touch that really just brings everything into one package.
Yeah.
Final boss of creating.
Mm-hmm.
I've tied it back in. I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it with this piece of
Because-
paper.
Yeah, like the visuals are like a really core component. Like that's telling you what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Though it's not super important because you can definitely use text too. Visuals
Yeah.
just take it up to an 11. And then, audio will take it up to a 13.
Yeah, for sure.
So it is a thing.
Absolutely.
How am I supposed to get invested in Kirby Star Allies if Kirby's not screaming in the final beat struggle?
Kirby didn't jump in and go, oh. Yeah.
Very important.
Noise. Like, and this could either come off as one of two ways, like us just being really tired and just talking about crap, But I do think it is something that tends to be undervalued and stuff, like especially in games.
Yeah, it's kind of like an unsung hero type thing.
Mhm.
Or,
It's like the
this-
bass
I feel like-
guitar in a band. Like you don't really hear the bass, but the bass definitely is there, and it definitely
Unless
does.
you're Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Unless you're Red Hot Chili Peppers, but the
Then
bass
yes,
definitely does.
you hear the bass.
Yeah, but they're the exception, not the rule.
That's true.
A lot of
They're
times,
not
it's
wired,
gonna
they're not
be a guitar that takes center stage if you have a bass.
Or even keyboard.
Yeah.
They're an outlier. Should not be trusted.
hmm
I mean, heck, actually, the band The Doors doesn't even have a bass player.
I mean, and I'm
Well-
not saying you need a bass player. I'm just saying like a bass player definitely helps in tying together multiple instruments, and it's definitely like a core component of the background.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a really good factor for everything that gives it
hmm
extra oomph, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just instruments, but like any sort of piece, composition, artwork. You want something that can stand both in front and both in back. And if
Yeah.
all instruments in the world were made to stand up front, like music would be really boring. Like
Yeah, that would.
so, and it's the same thing with audio in movies and games and TV shows. Like it's in the background. You tend not to notice it for a lot of games. Some games it does stand in center stage and is number one. You are always noticing it, but other
Yeah.
times it is there and it's not. You don't notice it until you're forced to.
Yeah,
A good
absolutely.
example for this for me recently is Disgaea. I didn't even realize Disgaea had like combat music, but it does.
Yeah.
Like I mean I knew it existed, but I didn't know what it sounded like. And it's because it's like this most chillest composition that just sits in the background, and it really is just there to help guide your thoughts or just help put you in that strategy mood. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not like those hyperactive like turn-based or action based games where like the soundtrack needs to kick up when you're in a fight. It does the opposite. It chills you back and it's like, hey, let's take our time and think about this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you got
sets the
time.
mood.
Yeah,
Second time.
yeah, because it's a strategy RPG. You don't need it to be super up in your face about it. You need it to be in the background, helping you push the atmosphere to help you think.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I remember correctly, most of the Fire Emblem games, most of their music tends to be very action oriented. Though I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
It's a little action.
It's a little action oriented, which it can work, but it definitely pushes the wrong narrative in that type of game because it promotes a very like you should be going fast, fast, fast. You should be thinking on your feet and moving as good, hardcore as you can right now. I mean, hard punk as you can.
Hard punk.
Um, but in a strategy RPG, you want to take a second or two to think about it. You want to make sure all of your units are lined up and in perfect placement before you continue.
Yeah. Absolutely. Alright. Well, it's like 140.
Yeah, it's
An action
140, so
strategy game instead of being like you can position people
Mhm.
in this action.
I mean, even Stellaris, which is also a grand strategy game, like, I'm saying that one specifically because that's the one I know the music for the best, but it is very chill background music that's just, very slow tempoed, very, calm and soothing. And I also tend not to listen to it. I actually tend to turn it off. But that's more of an exception to the rule because I tend to like to listen to my own stuff while I'm thinking. Doing like the
fair.
hard
Music makes
things.
me sleepy.
Yeah. Um, but it's definitely. I mean, it knows what it needs to be and knows why it's there. It's there to be thinking music.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it's good thinking music. I mean, I'm not even against it. I just get bored of it because I listen to it so much. So, if you want to become the final boss, music is the first thing you need to accomplish. You need a final boss theme, and then everything else will work itself out.
Yep.
I think that's what we learned here.
That was the moral.
That's the moral of today's episode.
That was,
Yeah.
the moral oral.
Yeah.
The moral? A good point.
And yeah, I mean, I would love to continue going, but honestly, I'm about to crash out. Do you guys have stuff you can hold us here for 3 minutes, or?
No. I personally don't.
So listen up.
Here's the story
Yeah.
about Blue,
Mhm.
the dog from that one children's show.
Want to hear about a music track that's impacted my entire existence?
I don't think we have enough time for it.
It'll be real quick.
Okay, go for it.
Butter Building from Kirby's Adventure. I love that song because I had Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland.
Mm.
So, and I was stuck on Krakow because I was terrible at video games. He'd kill me on the climb part where I can't hurt him.
Yeah.
I would just keep heading back to Butter Building and just chilling out in like the hub area because I loved that music. So now I can recognize it like immediately.
Mhm.
Like if you start playing Butter Building in another room, I will hear it and come running in. Excuse me? Butter Building?
Butter building.
You're summoned?
Which is why when they put Butter Building in other things and I hear it, I'm immediately like, finally!
Yeah. I mean, that is totally fair. I personally, I know it's really basic, but I'm a big fan of Gourmet Race.
Yeah, Gourmet Race is really good too.
Mhm. All right. Well, I think that's all we can really entertain you for today.
Yeah.
Sorry we can't really
Sorry.
take you across the finishing line and into the second hour of the witching hour, but you know, we're a little bit tired. We're gonna go recuperate and catch us here, same time, same place, and Tuesday, and we'll try and be a little bit more human than human.
Warwick. Bunch of sleepy boys on my.
Bit more alive.
Go find some witches and
Why
help
is-
this concoct some awakening brew.
One day.
Yeah.
Actually.
I believe it's called coffee, but okay.
Yeah.
Not the only one that's only a little bit tired. That's tired.
That's my secret.
Yeah,
talent.
I think we established that we just didn't get good sleep. So, with that, you guys have a great rest of your evening.